you're interested in reading a poem or what, or piece, whatever it is, you don't have to call it a poem. Let me know. Chat. All right. Cool. Great. So we know for sure Marie, Monique, Devon, Samara, who spelled your name wrong in the chat. Sorry, Samara. I'll read a poem. Kim's definitely going to read her poem. Great. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start things off. I'm going to say for now, this is what the order is going to be. Divine, Marie, Kim, Monique, Merlin. Oh no. Samara. That's going to be our order for right now. Okay, so we're going to go Divine, Marie, Kim, Monique, Samara, and that's how we're going to start. Is that okay? It's weird. We're in a virtual world. You know, I fell off my bike this morning. It's fine. I survived it. Everything's good. So so listen, Allie or Krisha or Oliver, telling y'all, if any of you are interested at any time in reading, just think about it, okay? Because we'd love to hear from you. The reason why we share poems is to hear poems, you know. So you'll when we bring people up and they're gonna read their poems, we get a chance to see inside, you know, sort of the window of their lives, and through which we learn something else about ourselves. You know, I just spoke with Renee, who's probably one of your professors, and Renee doesn't have her poem because it flew away. I don't know what happened to it. But what she said was, it's not polished. Look, doesn't need to be polished. That's not why we're here. You know, it just needs to be you. And if this is your first time ever trying to read a poem, even in the virtual setting or whatever, that's great. Because every single person, if you think they're polished, they were where you were at some point, and they were super nervous, ready to throw up, like my work's not good enough to be shared type of feeling, you know. So like don't feel like you can't measure up. We all have to start somewhere, and like honestly, like saying your poem is like, it's a gift to the whole group. We all want to hear you, you know. So keep that in mind. Great. So I'm gonna bring up your first poet. This young woman is like a super duper legend in Arizona, famous for years. When I was coming up, because I'm 56 now, but when I was coming up, you know, I would see Divine at these, I'd see her at an open mic, I'd see her at like a banquet hall, I'd see her at like a, you know, at a coffee shop, like reading poems. And I just was like so in awe by so many people, but like Divine was always killing it. And like, you know, when you see people go up and do their thing, you're like nervous to talk to them. And trust me, man, I had bad shoes and a bad cuff in my jeans. And we're talking about like 2000s, like didn't even have a bike. And like Divine was so nice to me and so cool to me. And I was like, it just meant so much to see someone else who had achieved their craft way larger, the place where I aspired to be, and for them to be ingratiating and treat you so well, you know. So like, Divine is incredible, and I'm so glad that she's here, so y'all can experience her. Divine, are you cool with are you cool with doing like doing one and then doing one at the end? We can't hear you. I can't hear you. No, we can't hear you.
No.
Hey. No, I can't hear you. We're gonna figure it out together. It's gonna be fine. Still can't hear you, Divine.
You may have to join audio.
Oh, you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Okay.
We can't see you though.
Okay, I'm here. Hi.
Hey,
Okay.
will you do? Are you? It's all good. Are you cool with doing one piece and then doing one at the end?
Yes, I'm fine.
Okay, great. All right, everybody, shake your hands or whatever. Give it up for give it up for Divine. Y'all make some noise for Divine. Hey.
All right. So first of all, Merlin, thank you so much for that intro. You guys always give me great intros. I really appreciate that. I love being a part of these forums and these opportunities to share my work. I've been performing and writing a really long time, and it still feels great to share my work with the community and just Arizona at large. So thank you for listening and thank you for your energy. So the piece that comes up for me today is called For Her. You know, I could give you the beginning of why I wrote this, but I woke up one morning and didn't understand why, and I knew it had to do with writing. So I sat in front of my laptop and was looking at God like, what? Like, why you got me up? We ain't got a piece. What do you want? So this is what came out. It's called For Her. This goes out to the woman who cries at night because she thinks she's not pretty, contemplating suicide because her burdens have become heavy. This goes out to the woman who's depressed, overwhelmed with stress, so she pollutes her body with cancer sticks and alcoholic beverages. This piece here is dedicated to the streetwalker who separates her body from her soul to get cash from men she doesn't know, who, like wolves, they salivate over her rump shaker, but they don't know and don't want to know why she was stooped this low just to feed her babies. Just to feed her babies. This goes out to the single mothers who feel that their purpose has been met by just being single, because to repeat the drama again with a potential mate would be insane. But sisters, better brothers are in the wings willing to take hold of you and your offspring. Believe me, I know. Meeting him starts by letting go. I know you're strong, but holding on to the pain or disappointment another man showed sells yourself short for what you really deserve. Don't be fooled by the illusion. Recognize a real man for what he shows and what he's proven. Your strength is not denied. It shows in your ability to keep hope alive in your heart and mind. This piece is pouring out to the sisters who couldn't take it anymore. The sisters who did all they could and sacrificed love for war. Now, as they saturate our penitentiaries, our world is feeling weak. Our women are being tried and beaten to their knees, told fairy tale stories, so when they grow up, they breathe only fantasies. Damn Cinderella and Snow White. Tell me about the sister who stayed up all night to write a piece for her fellow sisters to eat, because the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. This piece goes out to the woman who leaves behind footsteps of success, blueprints of developments, detailed instructions in all languages, because she's fully aware that her world is bigger than her backyard. This piece goes out to the woman who does spring cleaning even during the worst times of the year, because what seems trying is only her mirror smeared. Ain't nothing glass cleaner can't make disappear. Now, I can't forget about my little sis, my mini-me's, the one who looks for a model to imitate, a replica of her soul, a familiar reflection. My little sis who's been raped of her innocence. This piece is for her. My little sis who on a constant basis is being raised with no man in her presence. And if there is one, she's afraid of him because he's touching her over and over and over again. To my soul sisters, this piece is for her too. The one who dresses up to look like you, a power sister that generates on a high frequency, the one who grew up in a home that constantly chants and moans. Om. Breathe deep, sweetie. Your answers are in the center of your being. So be, my sisters, and be it great. This piece was written for her because it's not too late. The woman must be awake to operate, reinforce the importance of her existence, re-educate her, tell her the truth, let her know that if the shoes hurt, they weren't meant for you. So keep striving, keep moving on, and keep your soul safe from mental and bodily harm. Thank you, y'all. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yo, shake your hands, pump your fists, throw a bow. I'm just playing. Okay. Great job, Divine. Thank you so much. All right. I just want to say this too. For some of y'all who are in the audience and we haven't seen your face, it's okay. You don't have to show your face. It's all right. It's not a requirement. I'm not the federal government. It's cool. But for those of you who are silent members of this audience, I just want you to think, I just want you to understand that, like, whatever you think poetry sounds like, or like your perception of what it is, like if you leave that perception and like tuck it away and like, enter this experience without having some sort of shaped idea of what it is. Really what it is just the human spirit being translated through words. That's what it is. That's all it is. Okay, so some of you might have been a part of the workshops that I taught this week. And we also did a really cool thing where we did a faculty workshop and the faculty wrote poems, and our next person on the mic is Marie, and Marie wrote a beautiful poem. And well, everybody in that workshop wrote beautiful poems. It was pretty incredible, even though it was online. And it's like, this is, through the virtual screen. This is not even my house. This is my garage. It's not. Okay. All right. Okay. I fell off my bike. Okay. All right. But so please make some noise for Marie. Give it up for Marie, y'all. Marie's going to read her poem. All right. Yay, yay, yay.
Thank you, and I apologize. Someone just came to my door, and my dogs are upset about that. So wow, hard to follow up to Divine. That poem was so powerful. I really felt it. Thank you for sharing. I don't write for fun very often, but I'm so glad I did this. And sorry. Maybe he wants to go while my dogs like calm down. And
oh no, you're good. Trust me, Divine's doing hair. You got dogs. This is the real world. We living in it. It can't get more poetic than this. You're good.
Right. We just need the baby to start crying, and then
yeah, no, exactly. It's fine.
Full cacophony.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Everyone else can hear her well. Yeah, the dogs are just rooting for you. That's all.
Former students in here. What's up? What's up, Eddie?
Eddie. He's like,
hey.
Okay, hold up. Guys hear me? The only reason I said hey to the text message is because I didn't feel really sure that my mic was working. But hey, I'm pretty sure I was like, Mary, I had it last semester, so it's nice that I was able to see you once more.
Yeah, it's good to see you. And I want to say maybe Noah and Joshua, I might have had you in my online classes, but anyways, so good to see your names. Yeah, so I wrote this poem and about my daughter Poppy, and after we workshopped, I went back and I tried to make things more specific as instructed by Merlin, and so I tried to refine it a little bit, and I was proud of it, and so I ended up posting it on social media, which was vulnerable and brave for me, and I got really good reception, so I hope you like it. This is dedicated to my daughter Poppy. Poppy, you say the word and smile. No other name would ever fit this child. She's the sprinkle on the strawberry donut, the sweet burn of the fizz in a Coke, and the delightful surprise of an onion ring sneaking into an order of curly fries. This child is silly, courageous, and always learning. She inspires others to crawl and play, prompting those very busy people to analyze each stitch on a shoe or a crinkle of a chip bag with a renewed sense of wonder and inquisitiveness. She inspires even the grouchiest curmudgeon by showing us what it means to be human. A laugh at a belly raspberry, a conversation with a rubber ducky only she can understand, and a heart that is so open and vulnerable, not yet tarnished by emotional pain and fear. She encompasses a vulnerability that makes me want to scoop her up in my arms and shield her from Russian wars, coronavirus, police brutality, growing economic inequality, and a boo-boo on her knee. A heart that becomes more independent and fearless every day. Is it nature or nurture that this soul fits perfectly into our family like a missing puzzle piece? She comes from a long line of remarkable people, showcasing her great-grandmother's dimples, her mother's long monkey toes, and her father's quickness to laugh. My Poppy doesn't experience disgust, squealing in delight when her hound licks her face, totally unself-conscious and not yet mired by impossible-to-meet beauty standards. She stands proud with a bulbous tummy and a grin sparsely populated with teeth. Poppy, you left my body rounder, my resolve tougher, and my heart bigger than I ever thought possible. Thank you for choosing me to help you navigate this beautiful, tragic, funny, and inspirational thing called life.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hopefully you heard that okay.
yeah, we heard it, we felt it. You know, even the computer screen can't stop the human spirit. It's fine. It's good. It's beautiful. Um, Great job. Excellent job. And just so for folks, for context, you're a sociology professor.
Yes, yep, I teach sociology.
So do you know like any like 1 in 10 statistics that you want to give us, or
Anything in particular you'd like to know?
I just want to know like how often do people fall down on their bikes?
Oh gosh.
Is that a cultural consequence or what is that?
Let's see. Ooh, okay. So we were just talking about gender in my
Okay.
Search 101 class. I can tell you that unfortunately, trans women of color are the most marginalized population in our culture. They have about 1 in 4 will experience violence, sexual assault, or abuse in their life. And unfortunately, they have very high murder rates as well. So that's the statistic that comes to my mind as I was just teaching it last.
Damn, well, that was real. So I'm glad we know that. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. All right, who's next? Oh, Kim. Kim was a military child. Uh, Literally lived on both coasts. And I forget, Kim, what do you teach? She was in Germany for a while. Oops, go
I
ahead.
work in the Office of Student Life and Leadership, focusing on equity, inclusion, and retention programs, supporting our Male Empowerment Network, Women Rising, Bridging Success program that supports former foster youth, those kinds of things.
Great. It's incredible. All right. So anyways, Kim Kozak, if you want to say her name correctly, because I know how to do it. Whenever you're ready, make some noise for Kim. Give it up for Kim. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. I want to say this is new space for me. I'm an intaker of other stories. I read a lot. So it was leaning into a brave space to outflow, let something flow through me. And it's just a snippet. I haven't had a chance to continue to work on it. I got to go to a workshop earlier this week, but it did inspire me, and I'm excited to continue to explore this. So what I have so far is, you, my son, are color and curiosity. You are a rainbow of splotches scattered across the page. You are pocketfuls of treasures, a collection of rocks, gems, bottle caps, and dried Sour Patch Kids. You ask questions, challenge the answers, and push us to understand more, differently and more. You are adventure and play in a room that is always a mess of imagination. You are magic tricks and jokes. Knock, knock, who's there? Banana. Banana who? Banana peel. You are uncontrollable laughter. That's it so far.
Phenomenal. Sorry, the only reason why I take my face off the camera is because I'm eating food and stuff. You know what I mean? But you know, I do want to tell you, Kim. God, what is that? Your room is always a mess of imagination, right? So we love this thing in art where it's like we almost expect something, but then we're gifted with the unexpected. It's our favorite part of films and movies and songs, you know. And poetry or verse, right, just means to turn. All it means is basically to flow. So what is free verse? What is long form? But that's exactly like when you're turning that phrase, your natural instinct to turn it into something new with a single word is super, super highly evolved type of instinct when it comes to poetry. Your room is always a mess of imagination. That's what poetry is right there. That's really good. Okay. Thank you, Kim. Did you ever live in Greece? Never Greece.
Never Greece. Never been either. I'd love to go.
Okay. Well, me either. That makes two of us. All right. All right. I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay.
You fell off a bike, so.
Yeah, I fell off, yo.
Were you
Okay.
like
Up next,
moving off the bike? What? Oh, we need context here, Merlin.
I was writing it and I fell. Why? The Lord wanted me to touch the ground. That's why. I don't know. I needed to humble myself. Something. I've ridden bikes many times. I don't know. It was just the circumstance of this morning. It was what it was, guys. I'm fine. All right. Okay. Up next, this young woman is Phoenix native from the south side of Phoenix. Beautiful poet, incredible poet, and a really, really inspiring teaching artist that commits herself to really helping, really mediate genuine and authentic conversations with young people who are discovering who they want to be, and super inspired by this poet and this teaching artist. So please make some noise for Monique Espinosa. Give it up for Monique.
Well, I didn't know you were gonna like try to make me cry with that intro, but thank you. Hi everybody. Yeah, so I've been performing for a couple of years now, and Merlin has been a mentor through that journey, good friend, mentor. And so I'm really honored to be in this space. Um, Also going off of what I think it was Renee was saying earlier about a polished piece, this is a new piece for me that I'm going to be performing. I've only performed it once, and I wrote it the day before I performed it. So this is pretty unpolished, but yeah, I saw that the theme was gratitude, and so I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand with it in a way. So here I am. As the clouds kaleidoscope pinks, golds, and blues, the wind whispered to me, maybe this moment is the rebirth, the why behind the calm that used to be my chaos. I used to roll out of bed only long enough to prove that I could uncurl myself to stand upright. Now I stand whole after my whole world shattered, shards of glass and rock underneath my feet, my body feeling foreign as I dragged myself up the side over and over. A distant memory the skyline restores endlessly. That knot in the back of my throat, now untied. That brick in my stomach, now lifted. And now I am floating over the mountain that once saved my life, the altar I worship daily, as I looked for pieces of myself on top of it. And now I am floating, this new version of me, higher and more inspired than ever before. Life has no instruction manual, but Miss Angelou said, you may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I rise. So I rise, and I reread her poem through a new lens. The first time I read it, not enough life lived, rose-colored no more. So I rise, and I float, and I fall, and I fail, and I know that all those things continue to coexist. So I get up, one foot in front of the other, hand reaching out to this new version of me, pull her up onto the mountain that I rebuilt from my own debris. And now I am floating and fully aware. When I'm broken down and crumbling, I will eventually rise. Kaleidoscope clouds painting the backdrop of the sky, an ongoing evolution within me. Thank you.
Phenomenal. Great
Thank
job.
you.
Great job. All right. I'm gonna keep it moving. Renee said that she would read. Whoa, okay. Remember, look, the only thing that I worry about these type of events is that because some of these poets have practiced and are more polished, or that like folks who are really quiet but came here because they write poems and they're interested in poetry or whatever, or maybe you got extra credit, I don't know why you're here, but maybe they're feeling too intimidated to share their work because they feel like the stage is too big. That's all I worry about. Sometimes in life you got to jump and build your wings in the air, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard. So if your heart is tugging at you and you're like, I want to share, but my stuff's not good enough, you know what I mean? You should share. Yeah, you should share. Because we'll love you. And all you got to be is like, I don't do this, I'm just being brave, it's crazy. You should do it. Okay. All right, next up is Samara. Okay. This young woman is like the metaphorical offspring of like Lauryn Hill and Erykah Badu and like Run DMC and like all kinds of things. It's like a musical and lyrical and pristine young artist that like is massively inspiring, and like you shouldn't feel shocked if you see her in like 6 years on some Grammy stage or something. I'm serious. Okay. So make some noise for my friend, your friend, our friend. Give it up for Samara Sin. Give it up for Samara.
Hey, can y'all hear me? Yeah, cool. Okay, this is called Peace Poetry, and originally I wrote it in a song, but I'm not gonna try to like sing on here or nothing like that. I'm gonna just do the verse and uh
You can sing. You can sing if you want. I like it. Do it.
I don't know about on here, but let me I think the verse more so makes sense and tying into gratitude. I guess it's like a loop of like talking about reincarnation almost, and it's like questioning the long split second that we have here, the worth of it, and then I guess at the end kind of coming to like an appreciation for the fact that it is a long split second and that we can like that's powerful, that we can influence and do things in this long split second that is like life. So this is called Peace Poetry. Peace be the calm of the water that wash over the shark-infested karma and crossover. Peace be the soul of the orb that incarnates the vultures that rip apart the flesh to start the cycle right over. See, this is a movie, and this is the scene where we find peace in a dream. Yeah, cream is the motto, but what really birthed the word green. See, is wealth and frequency of Mother Earth and nurturing the trees that sacrifice their will of life for currency. Peace be the conversations I've had with death. Shit. The worst that happens is I come back here again and still tainted and still playing and damages the man. And pollution clog our values and destroy it be the land. Shit, this body is limiting. My heart is too big for thee. I feel like there's more to this, just a sliver of inkling. My mind flies with guys, takes warm naps with stars, then comes back to find flaws in my humanity. I guess peace be to the dreamer. Nah, peace be to the bottom feeder that mop the ocean. See, what if you passed and came back as a bird that could travel all through the world, but lost your way to spread the word? I guess peace be the voice you have now, and peace be the future that passed peace down. And that's Peace Poetry. Hey, thank you.
No. Great job. You should do we should close this out with like stargazing, So, I'm just playing. You don't have to do that, but I'm just saying we need someone to close this out. Okay. I'm talking out of my mind. Anyways, Samara's on Spotify. Wherever you listen to music, you should really do yourself a favor and write her name down. Okay. All right, Renee. Renee, check out my necklace, Renee. I made this. It's a
I love
turtle.
it. I love it.
Look at this, Renee. You know how hard it is to bead these smaller beads? I almost went blind, Renee. But I told you I had a turtle. I got it.
Turtle.
Turtle time. Anyways, whenever you're ready, Renee, give it up for Renee. Renee works at the college too.
Thank you. That's an introduction. I'm someone who's been shamed about the unpolished work. So I'm not a poet, and I have a piece to share about my grandmother. And it's unfinished, unpolished, and untitled. So I'm open to title suggestions after this. All right, here we go. Let's see. My grandmother was a sophisticated woman. So this is more like a journal entry that I did. Okay. And it's a draft. There we go. My grandmother was a sophisticated woman, the epitome of elegance and grace. She boasted long red fingernails and smooth black hair, swept into place with the curve of her chin. She had a standing appointment at the local beauty shop to set her hair every week. She loved having her hair done and admiring it in the mirror after these coveted appointments. Her smooth, over-moisturized skin was New York City commuter pale, much different than the sun-kissed skin of her Mediterranean ancestors. She had long, thin legs with a very quick-paced walk. I never knew if she was fast-walking because she was hurrying or if her New York stride didn't allow a slower speed. Oh no! And it disappeared. Hold on. My computer actually just shut down. And now it's restarting.
Okay,
So,
it's all good. Well, it'll come back. I'll read a poem. It's all good. Hey, I dropped my poem that I've been practicing for like 7,000 years at the National Poetry Slam in the semifinals. I dropped the whole poem. I knew this poem better than I knew what the bottom of my feet looked like. You know, I knew this poem and I dropped it. It just fell out of my mind. But so all I'm saying is you didn't have any control over your computer, so it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't feel bad about it.
What do you mean? Like you just like you blanked on the words?
I blanked on it.
Like,
I had to freestyle halfway through it. Halfway through it, I was freestyling for what felt like a minute. I mean, the crowd didn't know I messed up, but I mean, that was not the poem. And
yeah.
we definitely almost lost.
Dang.
Yeah, where were we in Florida or something? We were in Detroit. I forget where we were.
What's crazy? It's funny because like when you're like spitting poetry or when you're rapping or something, you know, you're saying words, but you're thinking about like 2 bars ahead, basically.
Mhm.
And it's crazy when you get to a bar and you're like, dang, I don't know what's after that. And it comes closer and closer and closer. It's like, wait, I don't know what's happening.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's horrible. It's like when you're driving, you're like, oh God, I'm driving. You know, you're like, I should actually think about this.
Yeah. It was wrong.
Yeah. Okay, here I'll read a poem. I went to Mexico and disappeared for a little while. I didn't disappear. This is a joke. But I wrote some poems, so I'll read some. This poem's called Extrañas, which is kind of like I miss you, but I'm not gonna try to explain Spanish. I barely speak it. All right. So it goes, ask me again what I miss about home while you serve me mariscos. That just means seafood, Mexican seafood for y'all. While you serve me mariscos and remind me of a home I've only just met, but somehow have always known. When we're close, you pick at the calluses on my hands and use your teeth to knead your lower lip when you're transfixed by your own questions, your own self-reflections. A renaissance pulses through my jaw when I push a tear from your cheek like a sculptor edges water from clay. They buried my friend yesterday, I say, just as I know you've slipped into sleep. Years from now, I still won't know what killed him, but I'm dying to know. Ask me again to tell you I love you. Ask me again to read another poem. Ask me again to take off my clothes, to take off your clothes, to buy a bar of soap. Ask me again to fold the clothes, to drive slow, to leave, to stay, to go, to stop smoking or talking or both. Ask me again to brush my teeth and brush my own tears and fears free from my face when I begin to leave you for weeks or a length of time we cannot measure with certainty. Ask me again to tell you I love you. Ask and I will tell you that I love you and I miss you like home. All right, cool, we did it. It's some shit we don't know, you know what I mean? Okay, Renee, you back?
Yeah, you want me to keep going after that?
Yeah, just remind us where we were.
I can't follow that, Merlin.
Oh, man, see, this is the problem.
Yeah.
This is the problem. You're not supposed to follow me. You're not supposed to precede me. You're just you, Renee, and that's the best part.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
It's back online. Here we go. So we had Grandma walking fast, right? her New York stride. At 79, Grandma was still walking half a mile from her home on Rockaway Beach to the bus stop to catch a train into the city. She would then walk the 10 blocks to the family court where she was the secretary for an esteemed judge, whom she thought as family. She would change from her commuting sneakers into her short pumps, which she wore all day while greeting lawyers and families. She loved her job. I don't think she would have ever retired if it was not for the accident on the subway. The train jerked as it was leaving the station before Grandma could grab hold of the handle, and she went flying into the window and shattered her hip. Shortly after, her judge passed, and we knew it was time for her to retire. She came to Arizona in stylish fashion with her baby blue cosmetic case in one hand, a fresh mozzarella wrapped carefully in the other. Her face always looked serious, with her lips pursed into a pouty smile. But when she saw her grandchildren, her eyes would open wide and smile on their own. My siblings and I attacked her in a group hug, almost knocking her down on the airport floor. She seemed more fragile than the last time I had seen her. She still had her quick pace, although now a limp was noticeable in her stride. If it hurt, she never let on. My grandmother was not one to complain. I didn't ask why she was staying with us. We shared a bedroom that summer. I was home from college. Her on the bottom bunk, me on the top. I cherished our time together and the stories she would tell about those families she helped in court. She was influential with the lawyers, and they respected her opinions and empathy for children in desperate situations. We would walk together through the neighborhood and talk. I think the walking was familiar and relaxing for her. When I went back to school, she would write me letters. I looked forward to the handwritten notes about how she was proud of me and missed me. Within months of the move, her letters became shorter, and sometimes words were missing or out of order. But they always said, "I love you too much." At the same time, Mom reported that Grandma was frequently getting lost on her walks and had to be escorted home by caring neighbors. It was then that I realized why my grandfather had sent her to us. The dementia progressed quickly, and her speech and mobility were taken from her. Bound to a bed, her eyes lost their smile and started to fade. That's it.
Beautiful job, Renee. Good job, Renee. Phenomenal. Great. All right. Okay, so at this time, I want to just Noah, Colleen, Bridget, Allie, Krisha. Any of y'all want to read anything or say anything? You can just be like, I just want to say this is cool, or like, this was good for my extra credit. Divine wants to say something? No.
Allie said she'll read.
Hey, what up, Allie? Cool. And Christian wants to read too. Look at that. From the silence of the shadows of the Zoom call emerges Allie and Krisha. I don't even know if your name's Krisha. I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly. I definitely haven't tried to say your last name. But Allie, are you ready? Hey, Allie's here. Give it up for Allie, y'all. Make some noise for Allie.
Noted. It's kind of like yours, Renee. It's more of like a journal entry. And I wrote this at 2 a.m. after putting kids to bed because they asked me to read a story, and they were fighting over the rainbow fish or the giving tree, and those just kind of stuck with me. And yeah, I'm gonna read from my destroyed notebook. It says, I don't know which book messed me up more, The Rainbow Fish or The Giving Tree. The Rainbow Fish is a story about friendship. See, rainbow fish is the most beautiful fish in the ocean with all of these dazzling scales, and he minds his business, content with his beauty, until one day this little blue fish, that the rainbow fish doesn't even know, finds the audacity to ask the rainbow fish to freely give away the little part of himself that he is the most proud of, and what makes him a unique individual for absolutely nothing in exchange. Like a sound-minded fish with a healthy boundaries, he says, get lost. But apparently that makes him a jerk. So the little blue fish goes and spreads rumors, and now no one wants to talk to the rainbow fish or be his friend anymore. So feeling isolated, the rainbow fish goes to a trusted advisor, the octopus, who tells him that the only way he will ever be happy is by giving away all of himself to everyone else, so they will like him, and he does. The end. Now, the giving tree is a wholesome story about love. See, there's a boy who loves the tree, and the tree loves the boy, and they spend lots of time together. Then the boy starts to change, and he doesn't hang out with the tree very much anymore. But he still loves the tree, and the tree still loves the boy. So she gives him everything, her shade, her fruit, even her body, even when he flaunts another girl around, until she has nothing left but a literal little stump. And even then, she is only unhappy because she thinks she has nothing left to offer to the boy. But he still finds a way to use her in the end, don't worry. No wonder I'm so messed up when these are examples we're given of love and friendship. Maybe if the little blue fish minded his own business instead of acting like an entitled little kid, the rainbow fish would have found friends who liked him as he was and not for what he could give them. And maybe if the tree just set a couple boundaries, then the boy would be buried in a family lot with her shade, and she have started a flourishing orchard. And maybe if I hadn't been taught since the literal time I could read that being content with myself was not enough, that the only way I could be happy is to have others like you, and the only way to get others to like you is to give away all of yourself, even to those who do not deserve it, who give nothing in return, because the only way I am worthy is love, is how much I am able to provide for those who love me. Maybe, yes, maybe if you weren't taught that too, then maybe when I cancel on lunch with you because I'm focused on just making it through the day, you wouldn't mark it down as evidence to why I'm falling out of love with you. And maybe when you aren't able to respond to my message within a few hours because of how slammed you are at work, I wouldn't take it as a sign that I am not important to you. And maybe we wouldn't feel like we are never enough for anyone despite our rainbow souls and giving hearts. The end.
Yo, I'm about to curse. Get the fuck out of here. What
That
you
was
doing,
dope.
Allie? Great job. That's what we call in the slam world the turn or the hook. That turn was worth it. That turn was worth it. You took it there. You took that turn and you went boom. And it's like, this is why I had to explain all this shit to you in the beginning, because this is really what it is. You know, that was cool, Allie. Great job. Wonderful. I'm so glad you read. All right. So we have, is it Krisha?
Yeah, it's Krisha, but it's fine.
Ah, shit, I knew it.
No worries.
Krisha?
I'm
And
not
how do
able
we,
to. Yeah,
it's okay. You know, okay.
yeah, my
You
camera
can't,
isn't working for the past like week or so. I'm trying to get it fixed.
well, you sound magnificent and we love it. How do you say your last name?
It's Wagela.
Wagela. Is that like a Nigerian? Is that a Rupa? What is
It's
that?
Indian.
It's Indian? Okay, my
Mhm.
bad. Different
Yeah.
continent. Fault. Okay.
So yeah, I just have like a poem that I like, and I just want to share it with you guys. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's titled "I Am Simply Me." So my life is fairly bland, but it belongs to me. I am not popular, but my friends are more than enough. I tend to be impulsive, saying and doing what I want when I want. I can hide my emotions better than anyone I know. I fight, dace, and destroy, standing up for what I believe in. I won't admit my faults, but I do know I make mistakes. I am the sunrise after a sleepless night, blinding your eyes. If my life was a playlist, it'd be filled with acoustic songs. It would be boring, but it would be me. Dear Romeo, I'm no Juliet, I'm simply me. And that's it.
Yo, Krisha, that's what's up. Great job, Krisha. Okay. Yeah, the sunrise after a sleepless night. That's the line right there. Great job. Okay. I know. Samara, do you want to do a song to close us out? No. Divine, are you parked? Can you do you want to close us out? Um, great. So listen, all of you, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for, being willing to students, you gotta fill out a form. All right, that's in the chat for you. So yeah, Divine, if you just want to do one piece to close us out, really appreciate all of you for coming, and super appreciate Chandler-Gilbert Community College and all the faculty members that work really hard to provide services like this for y'all. It takes a lot of organizing, it takes money, it takes effort, and it's really not an easy, teachers already work so much, so doing extra work is just like that just means they love you and they want you to experience things that hopefully will be useful for you. So without your faculty and your school, like this just wouldn't happen. And there's people that care. So like uh, thank you, Renee. Thank you, Trisha. Thank you, everybody who really put this together. And that's what's up. So we're gonna hear from Divine one last time. She's gonna close us out, and then we're gonna go on with our day. Okay. Can't hear you, Divine. We still can't hear you. No, still can't hear
Now?
it. Now.
Yeah. Okay. I had you in my car. Sorry. All right. Here we go. I am a walking celebration, a reason to smile. I am my own affirmation. I never go out of style. I've tried to warn folks about me, but most are in denial. My word is bond. I am Quran and the Bible. I am scripture walking. And if you listen closely, I am God talking. I only want the best for you, so I move with purpose. If I'm not benefiting my people in some way, I'm dealing with unnatural causes. I am a standing ovation happening right in front of you. You might think I think big of myself. Well, I do for you, so you can bear witness to the truth. I refuse to let fear guide me, so I stay in prayer. Humbled by what's inside me, I'm mindful to take care. Loose tongues, um, loose tongues can kill anyone, so I think beforehand. Dialogue between us is needed to understand. We are powerful beyond measure when we come together and we're all on the same page, mastering our gifts and planning how many souls we'll save. Yes, it's our job to keep the people lifted. Remind our children they are gifted. Let them shine their light on those whose light hasn't been lit yet. It's energy exchanged for the sake of survival. You ever heard or wonder why people say, I can't live without you? Y'all have a great one. Thank you.
That's what's up. Okay, thank you, Divine. Thank you, Krisha, Noah, everybody that's here. If you could go ahead and say anything you want in the comment section, because we saying goodbye, maybe for life. We don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna say. See Krisha or Noah or Allie, but Amazing job. Thank you so much for showing up to this, and thank you so much for organizing it. And thank you for bearing with my terrible jokes and random sense of humor. And we're gonna make it. We're gonna have a good day today. Okay. All right. It's love. It's one. Peace out, y'all. Okay.